left a bad taste in my mouth what the Board of Trustees did to me that day, and it also left a terrible taste in my mouth, even much worse, with what the Southern District of New York did in putting my name in a complaint without an ounce of evidence against me.
And now you can hear him say that in person. He is back. Rick Pitino is returning to Louisville for the first time since being fired by the University of Louisville as the head basketball coach. Will you buy his new book?
The Courier-Journal is holding a book signing for the ousted coach. One copy of his book called Pitino, My Story, is included with the $25 cost this Friday at the Omni Hotel in downtown Louisville.
Joining us live is Courier-Journal sports writer Jeff Greer, who will be asking the coach the questions in front of the crowd that shows up. And Jeff, first of all, we wanted to ask you, were there any agreements having to be made to Coach Pitino to get him up here, and who's paying for his trip?
It's my understanding that we are not. I know that much. It's my understanding that it would be his publisher or agent. I don't know who's handling that part of it. No, nothing is off limits. Nothing is. No
questions. You can ask whatever you want.
We can ask whatever we want. I think we have a half an hour with him. And for him, the reason that he hadn't previously come up here, he had planned to have book events here, but I guess there were concerns about security, or it just didn't come through for them, so they tried to kind of back out of everything, and we thought this was an opportunity to bring him up here.
Because we have heard him say, I will not be stepping foot back into that state until certain things happen, right?
Yeah, well, he's also told people this is his last interview every time that he's done an interview since.
Well, how did you get him to come? Whose idea was this for the Courier-Journal to hold this event and get him to Louisville?
Well, we were talking about how, you know, before we came on, we have had some storytellers events. We try to host community events. And I know that our columnist Tim Sullivan has been in touch with him still through the past, 6-8 months. Our executive editor Joel Christopher has talked to him quite a bit. Or sorry, it was his idea to get us involved with all of this. And we're trying to kind of make it in the realm of like the New York Times events,
literary.
Or New Yorker Festival, something like that, where you have a book author coming. It just so happens to be Rick Pitino.
So here's my question, because as a journalist, I think, my gosh, he's answered just about every question in this book. So what questions have you come up with? Is there anything that you're going, this is the one thing I still want to know?
Give us your zinger.
Yeah,
I know, I want not even the zinger, but something you don't know the answer to.
I'm like Al Gore. I've got all my questions in a lockbox right now. I'm not going to be sharing that with you guys.
But just one.
But no, but we, I think, as you guys would know, everybody here is really interested in Louisville. So we're going to focus in very much on his tenure at Louisville, what happened, everything that has led up to where we are right now. And Tim Sullivan and I are working very closely together to try to come up with some good questions that have not been asked.
Yeah. We've already got rants coming. In fact, it's going to air tonight in a few minutes about Rick Pitino even coming back to Louisville. There's the attitude on him has soured, from my view, from just the pushback from the viewers. What are you hearing about it? How many people do you expect to show up?
We expect a capacity crowd. It's at the Omni, so we're talking in the hundreds. I think we were kind of talking about this, it's sort of like the car crash type thing. You rubberneck a little bit. I think there's going to be some elements of the crowd that are showing up that just want to see Rick Pitino in person. There's still some people out there who are loyalists, who are sympathetic for him. And so we're expecting that crowd to be kind of a mixture of those types of people.
Forever tied to our history here.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you so much. Get that lockbox out. I want to see some of those questions.
Jeff Greer will be firing the questions away. Again, no questions off the table. The book signing with Rick Pitino, held by the Courier-Journal, is 5 p.m. Friday. That's when the doors open. Cash Bar will serve drinks, by the way. 5:15 to 7:15, Coach Pitino will start signing books.
I assume some tickets are still left. 7:30, the conversation with the coach begins. The questions, again, coming from Jeff Greer and Tim Sullivan, or just you?
Just me.
Just
I'll
you.
be there.
Okay.
Okay, if you get him to walk off the stage, you've done well.